who came in cheering third place tonight. Right now, he's got third place all by himself. The 24-year-old from New Jersey won a couple of NCAA all-around titles at Stanford.
And in New Jersey, he actually trained at the same club as Laurie Hernandez and now Riley McCusker. He does it a different way, but Akash, look at this combination right here, very valuable. He actually has the highest level of difficulty from night one, even more than Sam. Beautiful reverse hack. And this is a very critical routine for Akash. High bar, a place where if Team USA's got a problem, I would say that's their biggest one. Dismount, has to be patient on the landing. And it was good, you know. Once again, you know, I said this all night. I thought that he had that landing. It looked like he just kind of stood up very quickly. Let's go. But I'm not the one doing 2 flips and 2 twists in a straight body position. So.
True enough. 13.9, Yul Moldauer. So before Sam Mikulak goes on the parallel bars, it's Moldauer who will move into first for the moment. Guys, how about the colors? Just give you a little guide here.
No, absolutely. If you get green, you are doing really, really well. The yellow, which he was at, he actually did much better today than he did day one also. So 2 events in, Yul's on a roll.
So the former standout at Michigan, Sam Mikulak, will get on the parallel bars next. He has some energy in this place today. It's hopping.
They say we're young and we don't know. We won't find out how until we grow. Well, I don't know if all that's true. 'Cause you got me.
You protect them at home. We help protect them online. From laptops to cameras, the XFi Gateway gives you protection for all of your connected devices. Get XFi Advantage with advanced security. Xfinity, proud partner of Team USA.
Get the gear to inspire your next workout. Dress like Team USA. Get 10% off your first purchase at teamusashop.com.
There's a better way to sell your stuff.
Check out Mercari, the selling app. You can sell almost anything. Just take a few pics, add a description, and boom, it's listed. Stuff gone, money in the bank.
Sell it, ship it, and get paid with Mercari.
Oh, come on.
Don't worry. You're covered. And you're saving money because you bundled home and auto.
Sarah, get in the house. We're all here for you. All day, all night.
Great job speaking calmly and clearly, everyone. That's how you put a customer at ease.
Hey, did anyone else hear weird voices while they were in the corn?
No,
Me neither.
Jamie.
What?
The Team USA Champion Series is brought to you by Xfinity. Proud partner of Team USA. Get the speed, coverage, and control you need with Xfinity X5. By Michelob Ultra. Enjoy responsibly. And by Team USA Fund. Every donation matters. Show your support for Team USA. Visit teamusafund.org to make a gift today. You've done that, right, Daggett? You already I trust you have. Akash Modi, 13.65.
Yeah, that's a lot of deductions right there. And like I said, he has, you know, he does the highest difficulty of anybody in the competition from day one, but he gives it away with those knees and with those feet and taking a hop when he doesn't need to.
So Donnell Wittenberg, the 24-year-old from Baltimore, was really an emerging prospect, and injuries and some other things have taken him out, but he is back saying, I definitely have begun to make a case for the world team. I've got to do more, but I have begun that process.
And this is a place where he's potentially tremendous. Got a little scrappy day one on parallel bars. Big release right there, done very well. do 2 release skills, basically back-to-back, right into a big front. Oh, boy. Gigantic mistake right there. Don't know if he's going to repeat the element. He does. That was supposed to come right after the other release. Double front with a half. And a step backwards. It was actually looking way better than the first day of competition. Just fumbled his grip a little bit.
Dusty was talking about pacing himself, too. You come back, you try to make so many things happen right away.
And, you know, that's so important to try to stay patient. He said you really don't want to rush too soon. You don't want to get too antsy. That's kind of when weird things start to happen, and it's exactly what happened right there.
It's hard, though, right? I mean, you're an alternate for Rio. You want to get to Tokyo and make it happen.
And, you know, for so many of these alternates that we've seen, both on the men's side, of course, with Akash, with him, and then on the women's side, that is, for some of them, the sole reason that they are still out there on the competition floor.
So here is that first release skill. Let's look at his hands. They're fine there, but you see him kind of fumbling that right hand right as it's going down to the bar. He was supposed to go right into another really big release. Dismount was good, but not as sweet as night one.
Saw Sam McCulloch as the cheerleader in the background there for a moment. And the guys certainly do support each other. You see it happen on the women's side too, but we've talked about it. The men, most of them have gone to college. They've been a part of a team like that.
And when you're at that collegiate level, and if you haven't watched on TV, you know, the college meets, there's so much more energy from those teammates on the competition floor, and that's what they're used to, and they have grown to love. And for a lot of them, it helps them actually relax and be more confident, as opposed to, you know, dead silence sometimes.
A lot of yelling.
12.7. Well, these athletes too are part of the United States Olympic and Paralympic Training Center too, so they're together out there in the same group. But that's a low number in the 8th overall for Wittenberg right now. So here is Sam McCulloch. He's greeted by this crowd.
And this was the best routine of day one. You know, Sam, he had so many fourths, he said, at the World Championships. So sick of it. One of them was here, adding this new skill. It's called a Makutz. Deals with it very well. Little bit of elbow bend. But he said, I was so sick and tired of fourth as a team. Fourth on pommel horse and fourth here. This is also a great combination right here. Watch this. And to the end of the bars. And he'll show a bopsar right here. Gorgeous. Just flies, floats above the bars. It's a big deal for Sam, unveiling a new skill and going start to finish with no major break.
And that excitement just built from the start to the finish here with the crowd too.
But, you know, as I talked about earlier, this for him is not about winning that 6th national title. He said that, I think I've got enough of a lead right now to feel comfortable to put those upgrades in today and to try to make a little bit more of a world's preparation competition for me, as opposed to adding another title.
I was a worker, that was for sure.
So just some really beautiful gymnastics. Like I said, nice underbar work right there. Big release right here. And then he just keeps it going. A lot of guys will do this and they go into a minor element. He transitions to the end of the bars. And then this is fabulous. Named after Raj Bopsar. Gorgeous from one end of the bar to the other. Transitioning right back to the middle of the bars. Has a great line, good toes, fantastic knees. And gymnastics 101, fly high and stick the landing.
Less than 20 minutes in. We got one already.
Put a check by it.
Come on, good after, good.
So you mentioned that element, Raj Bhavsar, part of that Olympic bronze medal in the team 2008. But wouldn't they love to get back to that point? They haven't been able to do that the last couple of times around.
And, you know, Raj got to go to the Olympics in 2008. He was the alternate in 2004 and actually was named the alternate again in 2008. Injuries opened up a spot, and he stepped through, left through, actually.
Well, the night one score was the highest across all events, the only 15-plus that we saw. Got 15.2 from Masculina.
And this is what's ironic. So he added in a major skill that gives him more difficulty, but the score went down. And so that it's always a risk-reward.
I know. What's the moral of the story, right? What do you take away from that?
No, he's got to do the stuff now.
I understand, but looking ahead. Jonathan Bailey now, next on parallel bars.
He wasn't great night one. The same skill that Sam just added. We just saw him do too. Little bit of a balance check. But he does everything on P-bars. Really nice. So hard to add that half turn. Nice release right here. Oh, boy. And a whole bucket full of deductions right there. Dismount, same one. Half turn, big hop forward. That's unfortunate. He's, you know, tremendous there, but open the door.
From Southern California, moved north to compete for Cal last year. Was second in the parallel bars and on high bar at the U.S. Championships. Not competing in the all-around this time around. Didn't do rings or vault. So with the mistakes, the deductions, will get that number. And it's McCulloch who rolls on here, day two. Trying to win his 6th U.S. all-around title.
जिसको आंखों नहीं है, हम जितना भी कोशिश करें इसको आंखों नहीं दे सकते। जो वो हम नहीं कर सकते, तो जिसके अंदर जो चीज़ है इसको हम क्यों निकालें?
Female athletes whose bodies naturally produce high levels of testosterone are not allowed to compete unless they lower the hormone.
It's an ethical question, it's a human rights question, it's a social question, and it shouldn't just be ceded to science.
I'll see you later, okay.
So Dr. Pui is the best of the leukemia doctors at St. Jude. We very quickly found out how much he loves his patients. One of our first visits with Dr. Pui, he was kind of running through the protocol and naming off all the medications. And he said, but don't worry, you don't pay that, St. Jude pays that. Just to think, like, and what if they didn't?
I got a certain way I like to do things. I like Consumer Cellular. I get unlimited talk and text for just $25 a month with no contract. They received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service again.
And Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, so we trust them. Reliable nationwide coverage for way less money? That's the way.
We like it.
Get wireless the way you like it. Call, go online, or find us at Target.
That could be a routine that we are watching for generations.
He gets it done again! He did it! History in Beijing from Michael Phelps!
Sport is just universal.
If I can inspire the next generation, it's pretty amazing. All about making your country proud.
Yul Moldauer in the hunt for second position at this point. NCAA champion a bunch of times. And speaking of NCAA champions, right here in Kansas City, we have the college basketball experience. and Hall of Fame. Our own Terry Gannon played at NC State under the great Jimmy V, winning the 1983 NCAA title in one of the greatest Cinderella stories of all time in college basketball.
At
what do you think?
Gymnastics national championship, we get a mention. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Had the name on the wall at least. That's all right. Pretty good. Many moons. About the same time you did, as a matter of fact.
You're thrown off, aren't you? We're proud of you, Terry.
Thank you, Nastia. I appreciate that for the mention. Take it to break. You brought it back. Go right ahead.
We'll be right back in Kansas City.
It doesn't begin at the start line. It doesn't begin at the opening ceremony. It begins in a place no one can see. But a place you can make possible. For Team USA. Every dream matters, every journey matters, and every donation matters. Be the difference. Donate today at teamusafund.org.
You search joke. 3 smart devices walk into a bar.
A bar is a counter where beer is served. Beer. Michelob Ultra is a beer free of artificial colors or flavors.
Favors are friendly gestures like ordering a beer.
I will have one. No, your operating system is not old enough.
Ha, ha.
Ha.
There's enough artificial in the world. Michelob Ultra. No artificial colors or flavors. Superior light beer.
That is a good one.
Our main target is the championship.
Here we go from Pocono.
Keep it rolling. Let's go.
I have to be focused every moment of every race.
About finding that limit. And I'm right on that edge.
It's a make or break for us right now.
What a move! That was epic.
Everybody knows we're here. Everybody knows we're coming.
Let's do this. I've got to be perfect on every day. If I do that, then we can win a championship.
All rise for the stars of Premier League mornings. Aguero.
Welcome to the start of Manchester City's title defense.
Kane. And American phenom Christian Pulisic makes his home pitch debut.
Pulisic reversed with what he'll hope is many Chelsea goals.
Premier League mornings. Chelsea, Leicester, tomorrow, 11:30 on NBCSN.
Unbelievable. Alex Morgan has done it! Christian Coleman is the world's fastest man.
Nobody does it like
the greatest female gymnast of all time. Back to remind you, music's biggest stars create #1 songs on Songland. And on Wednesday, it's the start of an all-new episode. Macklemore looks for his newest hit, Songland, comes your way on NBC. The rings await. That man rests, but he is in first place, comfortably, as a matter of fact, and that lead increasing over Yul Moldauer and Akash Modi. Whiskas right there, though. Look at how close he is. The surprise so far here in Kansas City. And Trevor Howard rounding out the top 5, the 26-year-old from Columbus. Ohio native, went to Penn State, but back in Columbus now training. Still rings champ back in 2018, last year.
And boy, he was having, he had the meat of his life. But the last event in day 1 was Pommel Horse. And this is a place where Trevor and the Pommel Horse don't really get along that well. Doesn't have the highest difficulty. Going to try to stay really clean. Has a hard time getting behind his back for one pommel skills. Very bulky. But I'll tell you what, he really swung well in day one for him. And so far right here, also doing a good job. Just the dismount up to the handstand. That's the easy part for him. He's not going to win any medals on pommel horse, but that keeps him in the fight. One of the important things to note is if you finish top 6 here at these national championships over 2 days, you have a guaranteed national team spot. You get funding, a little bit more taken care of.
And all of this a part of that selection process for the Olympics. You got the World Championships, selection camp, and all of that, but this matters.
It really does matter because the Olympic team won't just be determined at the Olympic trials just on that one competition. It's all a lead up.
Over to vault, Yul Moldauer, the man in second.
He'll do the same vault that we've seen many do. 2.5 twists, little bit of a hop forward on the landing, but exceptionally clean. Really great legs together, knees straight.
And that's really what he's known for throughout all 6 of the events. And I feel like with so much focus on the strength and power in a lot of the events, we sometimes lose sight of the artistry men's gymnastics. We talk a lot about it on the women's side, but that's really what sets him apart from the other competitors.
So let's watch from the board to the table. Just a slight separation, only 1/10 of a point from the board to the table. Good and square on the landing, and that's close. You know, it's more than shoulder width apart. A hop is 3/10 of a point. Less, it's only 1/10.
Nasty, it's a long season, too. We think about the national championships and the worlds, but this is the man who won the American Cup back in March, and he beat Sam McCulloch barely, but he beat the 5-time champ.
He did, and that's what he said after night one. He said everyone wants to beat him. He's the top dog in the U.S., and everyone's trying to get to his level. He said he's been in multiple Olympics, so you have to give him some credit and just kind of follow in his steps.
Well, 3 events in, Yul Moldauer has increased his score from day one on each and every event.
And the number for Trevor Howard, 12-5.
And it might be yellow, but for him, that should be green, green, green. That was awesome. Same score he got night one.
In the second right now behind Moldauer overall. But Akash Modi here in third after the second rotation. 6 rotations on the date. So on floor is the 24-year-old.
Very nice, very difficult to do that double front and keep your legs straight. He has told me in the past I've really got to get a little bit better at the landings. That one was good. Has a lot of titles himself. 2 times he was an NCAA all-around champ and twice a runner-up. You see his knees, they are not completely locked. Spoke with his coach, Tom Galimi, before the competition, and he says, we're working on it really hard, and he can do it better than he did day one. I don't know what the report I'll get after this one. There you go, though. Nice stick right there. Ever important dismount, triple full. Oh, golly. And once again, like I said, on high bar, it looked like he had a stick. I don't know.
Sometimes it's just trying to be a little bit more patient with those landings.
See if we can let Akash take us to break, because he always talks his way all the way through the whole crowd. That's all you got? It was your moment, Akash. Back in a moment.
Because you live and you train and you fight for that one moment. And when you get that moment, you shine. And you show the world and you show yourself how special you are.
We're looking for the next Olympic champion. At 1-800-CONTACTS, we're here for people like Bob, who's about to run out of contacts at 3 a.m. That's why we have 24/7 customer service, so Bob can chat with real people, not killer robots. Oh, no. Just call, go online, or download the app. Contacts.
Back in Kansas City, Donnell Wittenberg ready to go. High bar, 9th place after the second rotation. Take you back to the opening day and what took place.
Yeah, his hand just pings off the bar, and I don't quite get it. There's really no downward force at that point in time. Sometimes you're just thinking about the next move, and you're not focusing on squeezing those grips, and the bar just pops out of your hand. That could have turned out a lot worse than it did, though.
But he needs to put that behind him and focus on a clean routine here.
Yeah, and he's got to put behind his parallel bar routine that he just did. Scored a 12-7 today, 14-0 in the prelims. There's his first release skill. Very nicely done. It's great to catch far away from the bar. Handstand position right there. Maybe a little better than he did day one. Another release right here. And that was definitely better. And no hand off the bar. Dismount right here. Double-double laid out. And a great fight for the landing. Way better than day one. I don't know if I'd want to slap his hand after he's pumped up like it might take your arm off. Jeez.
There has been some intensity there. Well, it's time to make up some ground because he was losing ground tonight. Came in 7th and down in 9th place. That may have done it, at least a step in that direction.
Yes, it absolutely was. He's got some big routines up and coming, though. So right here, very nice release skill, lot of flight, and he gets over the bar easier on this right here. He's able to connect it right into another release. What I like about this routine much better also is everything was far away from the bar, floaty. Dismount, it's a double, twisting double layout, one piece of air. A lot to get done. And right there, I won't say it, guys.
But we know what you're thinking. I can't say it. It's
no, we can't say it.
Gymnastics 101. Fly high and stick the landing.
He couldn't resist, could he? Back to Akash Modi on floor 13.85.
And you see those deductions. So as I kind of mentioned with Yul Moldauer, that is where the complete opposite. His execution scores are so great, and that's really where Akash struggles. So many deductions, Tim, as you mentioned, just the knees constantly, not completely bent, but just soft.
You said the number in the deductions a moment ago. So in the 6th place for the moment goes Wittenberg, but we got more to go in this rotation, including this man right here, Sam Mikula.
And this is another place where he plans on doing a ton of upgrades. He's doing a major skill. It's called, somebody that's sitting next to me, it's called a Lukin. It's a reverse hecht with a full twist, but he first is going to do 2 major releases as well.
It's your dad, not you. Yeah.
Right here, first big release, gorgeous, great body form when he catches the bar. Watch, as he catches, and a good fight right there. Here it is. Full twisting, reverse hecht, beautiful. And he wants to connect these two. Did not. Day one, that one. Oh boy. Has to bend those arms. He'll lose a handful of points for that.
Little short on that lat, that one as well.
Same dismount we just saw from Wittenberg. A little bit of a hop. And I'll tell you what I really, really like about that routine was right before the new element. He was a little bit off. Had to kind of force that giant around over the bar. Didn't keep that negative thought in his head. Got fresh, focused exactly in the moment, and rocked it. Did it great.
But Terry, as you mentioned, on the T-bars, he went for the harder routine, had a lower score, and quite possibly might happen here as well on the high bar because of the little mistakes. But that's what it's about, trying to figure out and try those routines here at a national championships when he's going for his 6th title.
Just a quick update. They actually raised his parallel bar score by 1/10, so still not as good as night 1.
But you feel at this point in your career like you don't have a choice. You need to make those upgrades because you're focused on that next level.
You are, because it's not about winning another national title. It's about now winning a world or Olympic all-around medal. Here's that skill, the Lucan, of course, to clarify, I could never do this. My dad did this for the first time.
Yeah, you could do a lot of things, though, Nastia, that's for sure. And this is something that he did, which he couldn't pull off night 1. He connects these two major releases a little close to the bar, and because of that, you see those arms? If they do it right, that's a 5/10 deduction. It's just like bending your knees when you're not supposed to. Let's look for the handstand. A little bit shy. Going to be at least a 10th, but it could be up to 3 on that as well. There is the dismount right here. He's exhausted. This is one of the greatest high bar routines in the world. So much variety, so much difficulty.
You see the look on the faces of those young kids in the front row? The awe.
Yeah, he's their idol, that's for sure. So often has been so close to greatness and just kind of fell short.
The deductions, though, and they're 14-5.
Well, and that's exactly what you talk about. Look at that max score, 16.5. That's huge.
Donovan Bailey now. I should mention, I always bring up the Olympics, but I got a couple of U.S. all-around champs sitting next to me here, too. We're at the Nationals.
Donovan is not doing the all-around competition. Has a very bad shoulder. I don't know if we'll ever see him do rings again. And, oh, boy. And it's very odd that he does that release combination in that order. Most people would flip-flop it. He does the easier one here. Very, very nice, but just a little bit too far from the bar. And it looks like he could have held on, right? In gymnastics, he's got these grips, but he has this little dowel at the top of the grip. And if that dowel doesn't get around the bar, it's nearly impossible to hold on. Repeating it, and that one was fingertips as well. He was 4th in the all-around last year. A great pommel horse guy. I believe he would have probably gotten a spot on the world team. Had to take himself out of contention. Went under the knife and fighting his way back. He's a beautiful gymnast. There's no question about it.
Yeah, he was second on both of these events. High bar, parallel bars last year at the national championships, focusing on those with problems midway through, obviously. So
it was such a good hang. I was right on the money.
You know each other's routines too very well. You're around each other every day. Back in a moment here in Kansas City.
Are you ready to take your Wi-Fi to the next level? Then you need Xfinity XFi, a more powerful way to stay connected. It gives you super fast speeds for all your devices, Wi-Fi coverage that leaves no room behind, and lets you control your network with the XFi app. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. Xfinity, proud partner of Team USA.
You gather with friends and family to cheer the team that represents the best of all of us. Athletes proud to show what it truly means to be a member of Team USA. And when you witness the Olympic and Paralympic Games, you realize the single greatest moment of all is that moment when they proudly represent our country. One country, one team. Team USA.
Fastest time in the world this year for the United States.
Lane Thompson will win at the line.
The Chicago Marathon is now underway.
Our main target is the championship.
Here we go from Pocono.
You're rolling? Let's go.
I have to be focused every moment of every race.
About finding that limit. And I'm right on that edge.
It's a make or break for us right now.
What a move. That was epic.
Everybody knows we're here. Everybody knows we're coming.
Let's do this. I've got to be perfect on every day. If I do that, then we can win a championship.
All rise for the stars of Premier League mornings. Aguero.
Welcome to the start of Manchester City's title defence.
Kane. And American phenom Christian Pulisic makes his home pitch debut. Premier League mornings. Chelsea, Leicester, tomorrow, 11:30 on NBCSN.
You can download the Team USA app for up-to-the-minute news and exclusive behind-the-scenes coverage of your favorite athletes on their road to Tokyo. Visit the Google Play Store and iTunes to download the Team USA app today. Sam McCulloch taking a break right now, but leading and extending that lead. Look at Shane Wiskus moving up into second place ahead of Yul Mulder.
Yeah, he just had a huge rotation on parallel bars.
Trying to make a statement to maybe be a part of that Olympic team in Tokyo. And all of these guys trying to, especially that man, trying to lead a bit of a turnaround for the men. Because lately at the Olympics for the men, unlike the women, they haven't been able to make it to that podium. The last couple of times, 5th in London, 5th in Rio, but that bronze back in 2008, and the man leading the way, the high-performance director, the coach, if you will, Brett McClure, was a part of a bronze medal in the team event, and he is joined.
Been on the job for about 2.5 years, and he came in with a very sophisticated analytic system kind of designed to keep the athletes accountable for their training and everything. How is it working, and how much progress do you think you've made?
It's working really, really well. I'm able to track all of their scores over the last 2.5 years and basically tell you if it was a great routine, this is what they're going to score. If it was a good routine, this is exactly what they're going to score. And now I'm able to do that for all the teams around the world, so we know exactly what we're competing against.
So we were just reminding the folks at home a couple of seconds ago that the U.S. men's team has come in 5th the last 2 Olympics. But in 2012, they won qualifying. In 2016, they came in 2nd. In your opinion, what happened to the team between qualifying and finals?
You know, they tightened up. When it went into finals, 3 up, 3 count is it's very serious. You know, you have to go out there and attack, and I think they let the nerves get the best of them on the first event, you know, just in the last Olympic Games, and it's hard to recover from. Now, you know, we're preparing to go out there with a fight and a determination that nothing is going to take this away from us, and I think that was, you know, something the 04 2004 team did very, very well was just that grit, and it was not going to be taken away from us. Just attack the equipment, and so that's what we're trying to do with this group.
Well, talk about that a little bit, because you did win that medal in 2004, and you had Paul Hamm, but other than that, though, how do you develop that in that team next year?
You just have to have that same attitude. Is you're not coming off the equipment every day in practice. You have to do it consistently, whether it's a basic inner squad or it's a national championships like today. You put that same pressure on every single turn and make sure that you do it and you accomplish that. And you take that to the floor in the Olympic Games and it can be done.
Maybe you need to show some video when you get there.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Terry?
Andrea, it's all about analytics these days, right? Doesn't matter the sport, even in gymnastics now. Your thoughts, guys, on what they need to do and if they can take that step to turn this around?
Well, first of all, I think what Brett McClure just said is exactly on point. They need to feel a burn if they miss in practice ever. They got to hold themselves accountable, not just when they walk out on the floor. They need to practice every situation. I know he's trying very, very hard to do that. The problem is this team, I don't believe they will have the same level of talent that we saw at the last 2 Olympic Games. They knew they could win a medal before, though. They could have. Maybe being an underdog will help.
And Sam McCulloch has said that, but it's 4 members now.
Exactly, but that's what we've been talking about at these national championships. It's not about another national title. Absolutely, that's on the line. The national team is on the line, but it really is treating this competition as if it was the World Championship team finals or the Olympic Games. And Yul Moldauer even said they've been inspired watching the U.S. women. He said they're just so good. The guys' team wants to be the women's team. We want to be just as successful as them.
He did. He said that yesterday before this second day of competition for the men. We'll see. And harder to make the team, but down to 4. And Sam McCulloch certainly the leader of that, and the leader here looking for his 6th national all-around.
Need a little inspiration for your next workout? Shop your favorite Olympic and Paralympic looks at TeamUSAShop.com. Plus, get 10% off your first purchase.
Reminder, you have a run.
I heard rug. A rug typically does not extend over an entire floor. Flour is most commonly used in making bread.
Brad, would you like me to call Brad? Calling Brad.
Calling Brett. Calling Brenda.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
There's enough artificial in the world.
Who is this?
Michelob Ultra. No artificial colors or flavors. Superior light beer.
I heard rug.
There's a better way to sell your stuff.
Check out Mercari, the selling app. You can sell almost anything. Just take a few pics, add a description, and boom, it's listed. Stuff gone, money in the bank.
Sell it, ship it, and get paid with Mercari.
The Team USA Champion Series is brought to you by Xfinity, proud partner of Team USA. Get the speed, coverage, and control you need with Xfinity X5. And by TeamUSAShop.com, where every purchase helps support your Team USA athletes. Second time that the Nationals have been held here in Kansas City. Long time ago, though, the late 80s. And the first time in the Sprint Center, relatively new building. All right, 3rd place after 3 rotations, so he's dropped a spot, and we'll follow Yul Moldauer on parallel bars now.
But he's spectacular here and can certainly get it back. Beautiful look, clean lines, full spin on one arm. It's called a Healy, done very well. Now he'll drop under the bars. Do another one with an extra half turn. Don't want to move those hands, take any extra hand placements. Watch this, full spin on one from a giant swing. Nice skill right here. Kind of had a little bit of bent knees in the air on that, but pretty far at the end of the bars here for this dismount. Right over the uprights. That's hard to do. And harder to do is to stick it when you're in that spot.
But But those are the landings that we are used to seeing Yul Goldauer do on every single event, every time.
I'll tell you, I was very impressed with that. I mean, he was completely on top of the uprights. So what that means is the wooden rails, they have a lot of give, and it makes it easier. There's no give at all when you're right over the top. He dealt with that well.
Over to pommel horse and Akash Modi, who finds himself in 4th place.
Really wants a big routine here because this is another one of those places where Team USA needs some big scores. Nice spindle work. Day one, I thought his knees were not so great, a little bit soft and loose. Could really see it when he was on one pommel. I would say today is better. Traveling from one end of the horse to the other and then back again. Just the dismount right up to the handstand. Pretty darn good.
Right.
Job, buddy.
Solid, rock solid. Really clean. Good job.
It was. There's his coach. I spoke with him, Tom Galimi, before the event began. And he was disappointed with the form.
I just always like to listen. It's like Jordan Spieth in golf. He always give you the commentary after the swing, and Akash is kind of like that. Over to Donnell Wittenberg. Still in 9th after 3 rotations.
Yeah, but he's got some good ones coming up. This is potentially very good for him. He's not bad on pommel horse, and he is really, really strong, as you can see. So rings is a big one for him. There you go. Very intricate. First tumbling run combination. Do another one right here. Great landings. Double in a stretch position. Just a small little hop. Little bit of a hop on that, and that's a perfect example. He got 1/10 more difficulty than doing just a double full, but he gave it away on the hop. So it's kind of a wash. Now, he typically has competed a 6-pass routine. Only did 5 in day one, and it looks like he's only going to do 5 again here. Finish with the same dismount Simone Biles does. Double twisting, double somersault. Pretty good. Very, very clean. Better landings, I would say, than he did the first day.
Extremely difficult, and that's exactly what he says he knows. I know for a fact that with my high start value, they're going to need some firepower for this team, and I know that I can be that person to help them in that situation.
Doesn't want to give them any reason to doubt him and ask questions. That's the thing. You come in and you do have to prove yourself again after an injury. He's about 80% now. Headband back on. Some of the events, the apparatus, he actually wears it.
Yeah. I asked him, so he told us 80%. I said, so when were you 100? He said probably 2015. Really nice right there. Combination. Does the double front and adds that half turn at the end. Simone Biles will dismount with this Sunday night. Double twisting, double somersault. Very well done right there. Little hop forward on the landing. But I would say significantly better than he did night one, which was a 13.6.
You see Mikulik getting set in the background. Moldauer for bars, 14.6.
Let's go, Lee!
So he goes into first place for the moment, but the other top names still to come here in this rotation. And Akash, 1.9 the deduction, 13.9 into second place behind Moldauer.
Score is a carbon copy, for those that remember it, of night one for Akash.
What do you think of the number for Wittenberg?
That's pretty darn good. A lot better, like I said, than he did in the first day of competition. I don't know, he's shaking his head, though. I think maybe he's a little bit upset. Thinks that he had less deductions than that.
Sam fans in the background. First place, obviously, after 3 rotations, better than anybody on day 1 on floor, along with the parallel bars and the high bar. See what he's got in store here, day 2.
Do a double front somersault, legs straight. Really nice landing. And this is so hard. 2.5 twist and pulls around a double flip. I have seen him make that when it was inhuman, that it could be done. See that patience right there on that landing. You know, he has a knack. He's natural at landings, but he does the right things. Keeps tension throughout his body as he's meeting the floor. Doesn't lock out, but he also waits for it. Another very patient and stuck landing. Had a very big score, 14.65, night 1. Triple full. He could do this better than he did night 1. Little bit of a hop back, but I would say just as good as he did day 1.
And that's definitely going to extend his lead. And he was really open in saying he wishes that there were a lot more people on his heels. He said he knows all these guys. I know what's going on behind the scenes.
But this is one routine he didn't have to upgrade because he's already pretty darn good. 2.5 twists right into this double front.
And take a look at this dismount. So extremely difficult routine and even harder to end with such a difficult pass. 3 twists in the air. You see his legs are glued together and just a slight hop back.
You know, I actually never thought I'd see him do that dismount again. 2017 tore his Achilles tendon on the takeoff at the Winter Cup.
Over to rings. There we go. Trevor Howard underway.
And this is quite possibly his biggest event of the night. The USA needs another strong ring performer, and he has the ability to deliver. Has competed in 2 World Cups this year and ended up 9th both times. 8 advanced to finals. It's a little bit heartbreaking for him. Very nice position. You see him open his hands up. If your wrists are on the rings, you're shortening that arm. Another one right there, and look at the open hands. It's called a false grip, and the judges deduct for that. Little bit of a fight in the handstand. His dismount, double-double, hop backwards, very good.
So we will see what the number is for him, but also for Sam McCooley. There you go, we got it, 14.65, and he now leads by over 4 points here, looking for title number 6.
It doesn't begin at the start line. It doesn't begin at the opening ceremony. It begins in a place no one can see. But a place you can make possible. For Team USA. Every dream matters, every journey matters, and every donation matters. Be the difference. Donate today at teamusafund.org.
And that's your basic 3-point turn?
If you say so.
I'm sorry?
What Teach sure isn't telling you is that Snapshot rewards safe drivers with discounts on car insurance.
What?
Or maybe he didn't know. I'm done with this class.
You're not even enrolled in this class.
I know, I'm supposed to be in ceramics.
Room
Do you know?
308.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
Our main target is the championship.
Here we go from Pocono.
You're rolling.
Let's go.
I have to be focused every moment of every race.
About finding that limit, and I'm right on that edge.
It's a make or break for us right now.
What a move. That was epic.
Everybody knows we're here. Everybody knows we're coming.
Let's do this. I've got to be perfect on every day. If I do that, then we can win a championship.
All rise for the stars of Premier League mornings. Aguero.
Welcome to the start of Manchester City's title defence.
Kane. And American phenom Christian Pulisic makes his home pitch debut.
Pulisic, reversed with what he will hope is many Chelsea goals.
Premier League mornings. Chelsea, Leicester, tomorrow, 11:30 on NBCSN.
Everything comes down to this moment.
Alison Felix now starting to pull away. There she goes. Katie Ledecky smashes her own world record.
Nobody does it like Simone.
This has been her destiny all along.
And Manuel is going to do it. Oh!
Caleb Dressel at the wall gets it done.
The dream has come true.
He's had big nights in the Big Ten, NCAA, but this could be the night at this level for Shane Wiskus. You saw where he was after the third rotation. He is making a statement here in Kansas City.
And after night one of the competition, to find yourself tied for third place at the national championships, not sure he ever thought it would happen so soon in his career.
But second right now. He's got a lot to get through here. Some big releases. Very risky. And oh my God. Caught with one arm. That was not intentional. Able to hold on. Do another one right here. He gets that second hand on the bar so late. Another release over the bar. Wow. Scored only a 13.4. Day one on high bar. I don't know what they're going to do with that. They're certainly going to grab a bunch of tents for just looking a little bit crazy on it. It's not a deduction to do it, but that right there is a deduction. Landing with bent arms in the handstand. Double-double laid out. Small step on the landing. Very good, but not great. But absolutely amazing that he was able to stay on the bar.
It might not have been intentional, but it was spectacular.
It was, I think, as a fan of the sport and every other person in this arena.
And I just saw him smack his forearm on the bar because I'll tell you what, the forces that he has, he just doesn't get that second arm around at all. Look at that. And he is able to do this. Believe me, folks, that was not intentional. When you have these forces and you're on one arm, it's like you can cramp up that forearm so badly. He'll have to be cautious about that.
But how do you judge that? Because he just kept going.
Well, technically, yeah, it's not a fall. He didn't come off of the bar. If I was a judge, I would give bonus points for that because you don't even know how difficult that is.
Yeah, no, they're not going to give him extra tenths for that, but
no, we're
amazing.
joking.
Yeah, I know.
14-7 for Howard. He's hanging in there, fourth overall, but it's going to be interesting. But Wiskus gets Riley Lewis in 10th place after the third rotation. So you think about what he's 18 years old, and from El Dorado Hills, California, he was in 6th after day one. I mean, it's another man who's starting to make a name for himself.
Absolutely, and that, remember, that's 6th place in the all-around. If he was able to maintain that, he would have an automatic berth on the senior national team. Very composed athlete. Can deal with the pressure well. Maybe could be a little bit more open with his hips, but overall, very good. Dismount right up to the handstand. He does that so well.
Incoming freshman at Stanford, so in many ways, just getting a career started.
Yeah, and of course, Stanford won the NCAAs this year, defeating Oklahoma. See a little bit of bend in his hips. You see that right there? The judges are looking for that, but even when he's off, it's amazing. He just rockets right up to that handstand. Should be no deductions there at all. He's a cool character.
Third in the all-around at the qualifier, the national qualifier, which you're not in the world team and a couple other ways. You have to go that route to try to qualify for this, but also is on the junior level and won the pommel horse and finished second in the all-around last year at the U.S. Championships. But this is a major step up and hanging in. So a nod from the 18-year-old.
Yeah, not bad. He was enamored that the cameras were on him, I think. Pretty psyched about that.
Oh, wow. There you go.
We're not sure what they're going to do. Mike's already on it.
12.95, but so he's into third overall. Just checking the computer, tied with Akash Modi for the moment. So quite a race right behind Sam McCulloch. I mean, McCulloch with a lead of over 4, but one more look as we take you to break.
One arm, no problem.
I meant to do that.
You gather with friends and family to cheer the team that represents the best of all of us. Athletes proud to show what it truly means to be a member of Team USA. And when you witness the Olympic and Paralympic Games, you realize the single greatest moment of all is that moment when they proudly represent our country. One country, one team. Team USA.
You search joke. 3 smart devices walk into a bar.
A bar is a counter where beer is served. Beer. Michelob Ultra is a beer free of artificial colors or flavors.
Favors are friendly gestures like ordering a beer.
I will have one. No, your operating system is not old enough.
Ha, ha.
Ha.
There's enough artificial in the world.